Hey, busy crafters. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you're returning. Today we have our collaboration going on, and this is our monthly Just Our Imagination collaboration. And there is 3 must-use items in our DIYs. And in this DIY 1 and 2, we are using the Twine, which is a must-use, as well as the Dowel Rod, which is a must-use. And so I go to Hobby Lobby, nope, not Hobby Lobby. I go to the Dollar Tree and I pick up those wreath forms that were in the Valentine Day section. And I start off by wrapping all 3 of the hearts in the twine. And then I chose to do the 3 hearts because, you know, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. So then I go ahead, I didn't want the fuzzies on there. So I went ahead and burned off all the little hairs. Make sure when you do this that you are in a well-ventilated area. Unfortunately, it's like 32 degrees outside and it's extremely cold, and so no windows were open when I did this, so it kind of started getting a little stinky. But other than that, just make sure, you know, do it safely. And yeah, so just keep that in mind. So then I go ahead, when I burn off all of the little hairs on all 3 of them, I go ahead and take a little bit of my Gorilla Hot Glue, and I put it onto the top of the second largest heart, and I just go ahead and glue them together. Now this is just for extra sturdiness. They are going to be tied together as well. So then I take the smallest heart, and I got that cross from Hobby Lobby. And I did pay full price for it. That wasn't on the markdown or anything. But there is 3 different designs, and there's 2 each, so there's 6 total. And I just go ahead and tie that to the center of the smallest heart. And then when that is done, I put a little dab of hot glue on the top of that heart, and I attach it to the rest of the hearts. So then the large heart is going one way, and then the second largest heart is going like in a T, and then the smallest heart is going the same way that the largest heart is going. So then now I'm going ahead and decided to, now I'm just going to tie it all together. So I put a little bit of hot glue in there, and then I just wrap and wrap and wrap, and I'm going like in a cross type, like an X, through the things, the little loops. So then now here's where I am actually going to put on the hanger, because this is going to be something that you can hang, and that is why the second part of this is the dowel rod. So then I thought it needed a little something. The cross had a really tiny little gem in there, a silver gem. So just for the bottoms of the hearts on both sides, the front and back of hearts, all 3 of them got, you know, a little gem. So that's what I'm doing here. You really can't see it, you know, but it just gives it a little bit of pizzazz. And then, yeah. So now it's pretty, this thing turned out pretty cute. This was not my original idea. My original idea was a lot more complicated, but I had to go ahead and improvise because, you know, life happens and you just can't, you know, I don't know. So here I am. I started off with taking that dowel rod that I got a pack of them from Wal Mart. They're pretty big, and I put a drill hole in the bottom of one of the dowel rod, and then I did the same thing to that little wood piece. And then I just go ahead and attach them together. So now there was that little finial that like went by like a real breeze. I guess it's flash. I had to cut off the little thing because it was way too big for the dowel rod that I had. So what I did is I had those little wooden nails, drilled a hole on the dowel rod itself and in that little finial, put them together. Not yet though. It's coming up, but right now I found that little plant hanger. And so I just go ahead and drill holes, pre-drill holes, so that it doesn't split the dowel rod. And then I put little hot glue in there, and I screw this in there. I was going to stain the whole thing. Now, this is not, this plant stand, I guess you could call it a plant stand. Well, here's now where I'm putting in the glue for the wooden nail, and then that for the finial. And then I also add a little bit of hot glue around, so just to, you know, fast hold. I do end up staining, well first, let me see what we're doing here. I think I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Yes, I am. So I just go ahead and decided to, instead of staining the whole thing, I just decided to wrap the whole thing in the jute twine, which is another must-use product. Product. I was right this time. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then, unfortunately, it cut off because, my husband's cousin called and, we haven't talked to him in a while. So that was important to talk to him. So here is the end product for these two. So there's the two Twine and the Dowel Rod. And then I left out the way it is because then we could put a plant at the bottom or, a jar or, whatever. Whatever, the sky's the limit with these projects. The sky's the limit. And so tell me what you think in the description box below. I also want to take the moment to go ahead and thank every single one of my subscribers. I appreciate every single one of you from the bottom of my heart. And thank you guys so much. Now on to DIY number 3. Now, the must-use product, the other one is the must-use, is caulking. My original idea did not work because, caulking takes, 400 years to cure. And I ran out of time. So I'm still waiting for the original part to cure. So what I did there is I took off all of the glue that was on this old whiskey bottle. And then I'm just giving it a good once over with some alcohol to shine it up and make it extremely clean. Then I'm taking this paint. It's pink. I have no idea what color it is. It was $1.50 on the markdown rack at Lowe's. And it's a color sampler. So you just take the color to them. They give you a little tiny bottle. I think it's like $3.50 for a little bottle of whatever color you want. And this one was a mess up. And so it was marked to $1.50. So I can't tell you the paint color, but it's a very light pink. So here's where the caulking comes in place. Like I said, it's still curing. Like as we speak now, it's still curing. So hopefully it works out, but if it doesn't, oh well. So what I do is I just take the caulking and I place them on all these little wooden hearts. Now I'm doing this because I want the hearts to have texture. I want it to look like, I don't know what I want it to look like. I guess it looks more like stone. So that is cool for me. I don't mind that at all. And that's what I do here. And then I go ahead and just hit them with the heat gun for a little bit. And then I just take a sponge brush and then I just dab it to where it's like, it looks like stone, I guess. So that was the look that I was going for. Now I'm going to go ahead and put them to the side. And then we're going to do another coat on the bottle. And that paper that was floating around, this project took an entirely different thing to a different, it's totally different. I don't use that paper. I might go back to the back of the bottle, because the back of the bottle is not done. Like I said, I'm running out of time. And I might go ahead and use that paper on the back of the bottle. Who knows? So I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that this whole bottle is painted really well. And now what are we going to do? Oh, so I got those from Amazon. And they were fairly cheap. I can't remember exactly what they were, but they must have been fairly cheap because I don't like to pay a lot of money for, stuff that I'm not going to use very often. I should use this because I like the way this turned out. So I took that air dry clay from, I believe it's, Crayola. And I just go ahead and get some cornstarch. Yeah, that's it, cornstarch. And I put it in there so that way, because I've seen other crafters, this is the first time I'm doing actual clay in a mold. So I've seen other crafters do it. So I go ahead and take the mold and the clay, and I put it all the way down, and it came out beautifully. And so, yeah, that is it doesn't stick or anything. So I go ahead and do that, and I do that for that second one, and then that second one on the smaller clay mold. Or mold, not clay mold, it's mold. Oh, get yourself together there, girl. So now I'm going ahead and that was me drying the jar because I needed to work with it. Like I said, I was running out a little bit of time. So now I'm going to go ahead and that's my little crafting cow. His name is Carl. That was my very first attempt at sublimating on a cutting board. And I think my temperature was a little too high because there's a little tiny bit of scorching on the side. So yeah, he's mine now. And I'm going to go ahead and continue on doing that. These boards are something that will be eventually in my Etsy shop. So make sure you go ahead and look at my Etsy shop. And if you do decide to buy something, it's free shipping already. And then put in the word busy24, all capitalized, busy24, for an additional 10% off. And I will be working on more projects for Etsy. And yeah, that's why it's the busy housewife. So I go ahead and clean up all the edges of it. And now I'm just placing the clay before it dries where I need it to go. And then I just used hot glue. I should have used another glue just for, permanent bond. But I didn't, unfortunately. So we'll see how this holds up. And I'm placing that at the top. And then I'm going to show an real quick up close with Carl. There he is. Well, he was flash again. So then I go ahead and now I am figuring out the color scheme of this. I want it to be light pink because we are doing a Valentine's thing. I'm not doing really much traditional Valentines. If you guys want to see a traditional Valentine video, go ahead and leave that in the comments below, and I'd be more than happy to do a traditional Valentines. Like I said, I do like them. I try to do stuff where you can put it in your house all year long. It doesn't have to be just for Valentine's. And the reason why this has the crosses and everything is because Jesus is love. And he is the reason why I am where I'm at. Him and only him. And I really do appreciate Jesus so much. And so that's why I had to do a Christian-inspired Valentine. Jesus is my first love, and yeah, so here we go. And I'm just going to go ahead and paint it with that mystery color pink. That's what I'm going to call it, mystery color pink. And I'm going to paint the clay with that. Now, the clay is still wet, so I have to be very careful to not push down too bad on it. Otherwise, you're going to squish the image. And then I just go ahead and give the front of the jar a little bit of once over. And then I also made sure I got the front sides, everything. Didn't really get the back because it's glued. So here I am just trying to dry it a little bit. So I ended up painting 4 of those hearts in silver. And then 4 of those hearts in my camo pink from Apple Barrel. And now, yeah, there's the camo pink hearts. And then I was going to, I don't know. Okay, so then I went and did the same color with the camo pink on the clay pieces. But then I thought, I should put a little bit of silver. The top one I got a little heavy-handed with the camo pink. And then so the silver mixed and it kind of looked more gray than silver. So I had to wait till it dried a little bit, and then I just went over it with a little bit more silver to make it look a little bit more silver. I wanted to match more of the heart or more of the cross than, the real symbol of Valentine's Day is the cross, not the heart. But that's just my opinion. And so I go ahead and glue down that metal cross. These crosses are ornaments, so that's what they are. And then so I just go ahead and take the little hearts that have the caulking on them, and I just place them around the bottle. And yeah, I think this bottle turned out pretty cute. This is the first time I did a bottle or a jar that's painted and all this fancy stuff, I guess. So tell me what you think of it with the first time. Like, this is my first time doing it. I was going to put the wooden flower on it, which is coming up soon. But here's where I'm hitting it with more silver, because I want it to look more like the cross than gray. So I think it turned out okay. I should have probably just left it pink. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. What should I have done differently, if anything? And because I'm always willing to listen, because you know how can somebody be the best person that they can be if they're not corrected. Now the glue on top of the little sticker thing that's on top of the lid here, I do end up cleaning that off, you know. So then I just take this pink ribbon and I tie it all the way around it. And that wooden flower was going to go on there, but it just, I don't know, it looked like it was too busy. I don't know. I should have showed you guys, but I didn't. I'm sorry, guys. So here's the end product. Tell me what you think. It does look a little heavy-handed on the top piece, at least. But I kind of like it. I think it's cute. It's something that can be left out all year long. So go ahead and follow me on all my social medias. Be sure to check out my Etsy shop, and the links to them will be in the description box below. And again, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you for clicking on this channel, for watching this video, for liking, sharing, and to remember to subscribe. And that would really help me out a lot. So I thank you guys so much for watching. May you have a blessed night, and God bless. Bye.